Hi everyone, my name is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. All right, let's sit nice and tall, divine flesh out from underneath us. Legs can be nice and relaxed, feet can be relaxed. And let's lift the shoulders up and down and lift and down. Reach them up and down and lift and down. Let's circle forward, up, back, and down. 3 more. Circle to the front, up, back, and down. Keep breathing deeply, back and down and front. Lift, back. Reversing that, we're going to the back and lift and front and down. To the back, lift, front, down. 2 more. All the way to the back. Lift, front, and down, and back, and lift, and front, and down. Good. Just shimmy those shoulders out. Let's cross our legs, bring our right leg in front. We're layering them. Divine flesh is out. And we got some space here so we can get that back nice and tall. And we're going to cross our left arm over. So from here, we're bringing it across, grabbing at the wrist there with the right arm, and twisting and trying to keep the upper body from moving too much towards that side. Your head will want to go to the side and feel that stretch that's happening in that upper arm area. Let's release and press and reach. And release and press and reach. 2 more. Release and press and reach. Try to straighten that arm out. Good. And release and stretch and reach. It's right about the shoulder level there. Let's take it to the other side. Before you do, just notice how that shoulder feels. It should feel a little looser. So we're going to take that right arm over and cross, grab the wrist and pull and stretch all the way out, keeping the torso facing front as much as you can. And release and press and pull and release. 2 more. Reach it across. And release. Good. And reach it across. And release. Good. Just notice how those shoulders feel. Let's bring our arms out. We're going to put our palms so they face the back of the room. And we want our back straight. We're going to just bring the hands in as the elbows bend. And in. And out. And in. And out. And in. Now bringing the arms up and over, so you're going to be twisting to the other side with the palms lifting up to the ceiling, down and out, coming in and out and in and out. Now once again, let's make our palms go to the back of the room. We're going to press backwards, so we're going to press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and pressing forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and repeat, going back. 2, keep that back straight. 5, 6, 7, 8. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bringing the arms down and just once again roll those shoulders a little bit. Keeping the back straight, left hand on the elbow. Let's bring our right arm up. Now we can allow our upper body to twist as we make the arm go all the way around. So we're reaching the arm out, following that hand with our head as we twist our upper torso towards the right. Lift, up, twist, and around, and once more. Reach it forward, lift, up, twist. Let's take it to the other side, and reach, lift, twist. First twist to that left, and around, and reach, lift, up, and around. 2 more, and reach, following that the fingers with the head, and down, and last one, reach up, way up there, around and down. Good. Now let's shift the weight so that now we have a left leg in front. We're going to reverse that, circling with the arms back so straight. Reach the right arm back, up and front and back. Lift, up and front. Circling to the back. Lift, up and front. Once more. Reach it to the back. Lift, up and front. You got it. You know what happens next. To the left. Up, around, and down. Twist it to the back. Lift, up, and around. 2 more. And reach, lift, up, and around. Once more, reach it to the back, lift, up, and around. Good. Let's drop our heads down, chin to the chest, and roll forward. Hands go out in front of us. We're keeping that back curved. And just starting to gently open up through the spine. And also you may find this, you get a little stretch on the back of the glutes, upper thighs. And then coming up right, holding the hands on the knees, we're going to arc to the back. So our head goes back and our shoulders will follow. And upper back is going to the opposite direction. You might feel a stretch in the front of that neck. Let's come up right and repeat that a couple of times. Curving down, just working with that upper body, upper torso area. You might get a little farther over to the front here and allow your hands to help you, and they will move and support you here with your hands on your knees, opening up. Let's take that 2 more sets, dropping forward, over, down. Hands go down. Maybe you're quite a bit farther over than you were the first time, rolling back up through the spine. And now head is going to lead, reach to the back, opening up, shoulders stay down. Let's take that one more time. And roll front. How far forward can you get? Easing out through that upper chest, upper torso, upper spine area, coming up. We're reaching, head goes up, arc it to the back, shoulders stay down, and open. Excellent. Let's take that curve to the side. Elbow goes down. So here we go. We have the elbow going onto the floor, as close to the floor as you can by your hip, and your left arm is over. So now we have a side stretch for that upper body. Coming up and reach to the other side. Being nice and gentle this first time. Really feeling the hips be solid on the floor. Head goes with you. Push up and going over to the side. Good. Lift up and over. Excellent. Coming up. Breathe and stretch and lift up. Maybe you can get a little farther over, and we have one more time. Reach it up, over, and reach. Excellent. Up, over, and stretch. Coming up, right? Excellent. Now let's make the ribs go directly side, to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Shoulders are down, and left. 2 more. Reach it over, and left, to the right, and to the left. Come back to neutral. We're going to go into a diagonal position, front and side at the same time. So our chest goes out over that front knee on the right side here, and then back diagonal. And repeat 3 more times. And back, and front, and back, and front, and back. Good. Come to neutral. Let's go over the left knee here. Chest goes out to that diagonal line and back. So obviously we're working on this upper spine area and back. Repeat 2 more times. Front and back and front and back. Good. Come back to neutral. Let's do front and back. So we're really pushing the chest forward. Shoulder blades might squeeze together. And now we move the shoulder blades back as the chest goes to the back of the room. And front and back. Good. 2 more. Front. Head might want to start to move too. And back. And once more. And front and back. Good. Coming back to neutral position. Let's switch the legs once more. Right leg goes in front. We've got our spines nice and long. Divine flesh is out from underneath us. And let's exaggerate the side stretch. So here we go. Over to the side. Now we're going to lift the hip up. And as we press the hip down, we're trying to maintain the upper body where it is. So you start to really involve more of that lower spine. And lift up. And press it down. 2 more. And lift it up. And press it down. Good. Last time. Lift it up. And press it down. Now let's curve to the front. We're still above the waist here on this part. And now we're going to transfer, go to the other side, and start to involve that lower spine. So here we go. We've got the hip lifting up. And press the hip down, trying to maintain the upper body where it was. And lift up. press and feel that stretch in that lower spine area. Lift and press. Good. And lift and press. Good. And let's push up and shimmy out. So we've sort of been working downwards from our shoulders and our arms into our spine. And let's get into the hips. So let's bring the feet together. We're sitting up tall, knees glued together, and drop the legs over to the side. Now we're going to push our hip out away from us so the leg will come off the top of the other one, and then bring it back in and allow the upper body to twist a bit. So we're pushing the hip forward away from us to the front of the room, and then back in towards us. And you will really feel this in your lower back and also in the hip coming in. Good. And reach it out. And coming in. Come back to a neutral position. Layer the legs. Let's come up to the other side. Before we go, just check in with that whole left side. It should feel a little bit different than the right side. So here we go. We're folding knees over to the left, but we're going to be pushing that top hip, which is the right one, away from us towards the front of the room. And then bring it back in towards us. And push it away. And come back in. Good. And push it out. And in. And out. And in. Good. Come back. Layer the legs. Come back over to the other side. Excellent. Now we're going to push more towards the right and left. So we're going to push the hip to the right, which is forward if we're thinking of our bodies facing this direction. And then we're going to shoot this leg behind us. Try to straighten it out. And then push back. So again, this is all this whole lower back core area. Bring the leg in and push it front. Slide the leg out all the way and press it back. Good. And two more. Bring that leg forward, keeping that hip moving forward. Press the leg back and then push out through that hip. Good. Which will activate a bunch of different things, including your glutes. And front. Good. And push it out and slide. Good. Come back to your neutral position. Let's bring the legs out in front and just sit here for a second and really notice what's happened to this left side. It might feel like it's more connected. And so let's reconnect the other side. Here we go. Knees are bent. Upper body is facing front. And now we're pushing that hip forward, and we will allow that torso to move with it. And then shoot that leg out behind you. This is our first one. And then push out. Good. And coming forward. Bringing that hip and knee forward. Good. Stretch the leg out and slide back. Two more. And coming forward. Feel that moving to the front. What is that doing? And reach it out and press. Good. And come back in again. I always like to have people feel how things feel internally, not how it feels from the outside, looking at it as if it's a picture. You want to feel how that feels in your body. Good. And come back up and come up to the front, legs out, sitting up tall. Just notice what's happened in those hips. You might want to rock side to side a bit. Just keep the backs nice and straight and work with the feet. Legs out through the feet. Rotate out at the hips. We just open them up. And come back to a parallel position. Put through the ball of foot and point. And come up, toes and flex. Rotate out. You can have your hands right at the hips to feel what's happening in the hips as you take that rotation. Toes up, lift, rotate out. Good. Coming up right, parallel. Balls of the feet and point. And once more. Toes come up, flex, rotate out. You can really feel that whole muscular part of your body in that upper hip area going into a nice movement. Okay, flex the feet. Let's bring our hands behind us. We're going to circle the feet. So we're circling through the ankles, around and up. Circle around and up. Circle to the outside. You're thinking of your big toe as being the motivating factor there. Let's take two more, so a total of 6. Here's our 5th one. Good. And circling through those ankles and out. Now we're going to reverse that. Toes, little toes, are the motivating factor now. Out and around to Just notice how that feels in your ankle. Here's our third one. We've got 3 more all the way around, big circles. Here's our 5th one. Good. And circle and around. Good. And just sweep those thighs out. Excellent. Let's go onto our hands and knees. And we're going to do a little work with our backs. We're going to have our abdominals engaged and our backs are long. Hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are under our hips. And let's bring that front leg up. So we're going to lift it up. Now we're going to just rotate it out, bring it back to parallel, and bring it into our chest as we curve that lower back up into a cat position. Coming back to your flat back. Rotate it out. Come back to neutral. Breathing, exhaling as you come into that curve, and it comes to the front, head drops. And come back to neutral. Rotate it out. Come back to neutral, and come in, lower back, lift. And last time we have neutral, rotate it out. Come back to flat, coming in, letting that knee come way up to the chest, good. And come back to your neutral position and bring that leg down. Let's go into a child's pose. See if you can notice the difference between that front hip and the back one, which we haven't worked on yet. Letting the head shake out a bit. And then come back up and let's take it to the other side. So we've got engaged abdominals, lift that leg up to neutral. Rotate the hip out. Come back to neutral. And bring that knee in as you curve the back up into your cat. Head goes down. Come back to neutral. Rotate it out. And neutral. And come in. Knee to the head. Lower back up to the ceiling. And neutral. Rotate it out. Come back to neutral. Bringing that knee in. Feeling that knee come in as that back goes up to the ceiling. And then neutral, and rotate out. Neutral, coming in. Nice smooth action with that knee coming in, good. And come back to neutral. Let's bring that leg down and go back into child's pose. Hopefully you feel like you're a little more even now as you take this fold. Keeping our foreheads on the floor, we're going to bring our hands behind us, and we're going to clasp the hands together. And reach the arms up to open up the shoulder area, which we've worked on before this morning. Good. Release, come down, and now let's push up, rolling through the spine. Head to left, one comes up. Bring the hands behind, and arc to the back. Your elbows will bend. Coming up, we've got a cow position here. We're arcing through. We're going to take this whole series total of 4 times. Heads come down to your child's pose. Arms go behind. Clasp them together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Reach the arms up. Maybe you can get the arms a little farther up. Opening up in that shoulder area. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Hands come down and slide. Use the hands to roll up through that spine. Head will be the last thing that comes up. And then we're going to come back into a lean as the head goes back. Elbows bend. And let the upper body move to the back of the row. Once again, coming up through that arch, all the way down into your child's pose. Hands come down, shoulders down. Bring the hands behind you, clasp them, breathe in. Exhale, reach those arms up as high as you can. Really feeling an opening that happens there. Good. Arms come down, hands come to the front. Use the hands to start to roll up through that spine. Head will be the last thing that comes up. Hands shift. Head comes up. Head continues that beat. Arms go behind. Elbows bend and open. Last time. Feel that arch through the back there. Good. Rolling down. Heads come down into your child's pose. Reach the hands behind you. Clasp the hands together and stretch and open. Beautiful. Good. Arms come down. Bring the hands down. Pushing through the hands and engaging the abdominals so that you can roll up through that spine. Head's the last thing that comes up. And then the head will continue to lead. Breathe. Reach the hands behind. And arc. Good. And coming up right. Excellent. Okay. Let's go back into the hands and knees position. And let's swing the back leg over to the front here. And we're going to press through that hip. And then we're going to press back and try and straighten that front leg. So we're getting into the hamstrings here. Hips go down. Feel that stretch. And come forward. Press through the hip. Good. And press back. Feeling a stretch in the hamstring. Hips go back. Front leg is straight. And 2 more sets. Rolling through. Press. Good. And stretch. Moving to the back. Long leg in front. Maybe you can get the hips back a little bit farther. And last time. Coming through. Press. Push. Good. And lift up. Press. And push back. Excellent. And coming back up. Now we're going to go into this lunge here, this hip lunge. Bring the back hand and lay the elbow against that knee, and you'll feel more of a stretch through this hip. And we're going to just do some arm exercises. So your left arm or your front arm is down, and you've got a fist there. And we're lifting up, and we're pressing back. In and down. Lift, back, in and down. Lift it up, back, in, down. Lift, back, in. 4 more, and lift. You're getting a stretch on that front of the hip there, of the back leg. Lift back, but we're also working on the triceps in this arm stretch. Reach down, lift up, reach. And let's take one last pulse. Lift and up, and now we're lifting that arm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Bring that arm in, hand down. Switch so you can push back that front leg and sit back into child's pose. And you're going to really feel like you stretched out this whole hip area on this leg. Good. It should feel like it's very different than the other one. And let's roll up through the spine. Bring the hands forward, curl the toes under, and press back into the heels to stretch out the Achilles and the calf muscle. Rolling forward through the toes and press back, push, and roll through. And you're still going to feel the difference between the hip that we've worked with and the one we have not. Don't worry, we will. And roll through the feet, toes in step, get some more, and push through. Good. Excellent. Let's come back down. Release the toes, and we're going to switch to the other side. So let's start once again with our hands and knees position. And now we're going to bring the leg that we worked with, which is now the back leg, forward. And we've got our opposite hip getting a nice stretch in the front there. So press through, feel that reach through that hip. And we're going to press back, shooting and straightening up that front knee. And we're lengthening out, so we're getting some hamstring work done there. And then we come forward, breathe, and lift. Good. 3 more. Pushing back, lengthening out through that hamstring. Hips go back. Feet might want to come off the floor, but you're trying to go into a point there as you straighten that leg. And come forward. Feel that stretch. Let the upper body come upright somewhat. And push back. Reach, lengthen. Torso is going down towards that leg, and we're folding from the crease in the hip in the front leg there. And come forward and lift the body up. Feeling that stretch here. And let's take that once more. And push, stretch back. Feel that length all the way up through that leg. Excellent. And come up and come forward. Now we're going to do that arm work. So we're bringing the back arm up. We're bringing the elbow down so we have a balance here. And now our front arm is fisted and we've got it straight down underneath us. Lift, stretch it back and in and down. Lift it up and stretch. Good. In and down. Lift it up and stretch and in. All the way down. Lift it up. Feel that muscle working. Tricep. We have 4 more. Lift and reach it back. Up and down. Your shoulders are down and your head is nice and loose. And down. Lift and feeling that hip stretch and down and lift and back and up. Here we go with the pulses, coming up and back pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Coming back in, coming down. Find a way to shift that front leg back and going back into your child's pose. Now you'll feel that those hips are evened out. Head is loose. Let's shake the head no. And shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And shake the head yes. Good. Bring the hands closer to you. Rock forward a little bit. Curl the toes under. And let's go back into opening up through instep and the lower legs. And roll through the feet. Really trying to stretch through the bottom of your foot. And then when you go back, you involve the the calf muscles and the Achilles. And come forward. Good. And pull it back. Press. And coming to the front. And we have one more time. Rolling it to back. Press the heels down. Good. And roll it to the front. Let's come back to a neutral position and bring our hands a little closer to us, and we're going to stick our hips up into the air as we straighten the legs and heels go down. So we're pressing heels down and drop the head. And then we're coming back down into your squat. And press, breathe. Push, lengthening, feeling the fold at the hips there, and down. So we're increasing the stretch in the hamstring. We have 2 more. Press it up. Stretch. Good. And come down. And breathe. Good. And press it up. And stretch. Now we're going to stay here to lengthen out the hamstrings a little bit more. Try to really feel the fold. If your knees are not completely straight, that's fine. As you do this video, you may find that you get more and more stretch on the hamstrings there. And we're going to take our hands and we're going to fold them into an elbow position where the hands go into the crease of the elbow and drop the head through like it's a picture frame and your head is down. Now we're going to twist our upper bodies. So we're twisting our bodies to face the front. Shift and face the back. And you're going to find as you do this that your hamstrings are continuing to get a stretch, but you're going to find that your lower back is also getting a stretch as we move from one side to the other. We have 2 more sets. Switch it over. Good. And switch and shift. And last time. Switch it over. Good. And switch and out. Good. Come back to neutral position. Excellent. Let's walk our hands out and we're going to go into a down dog. Trying to keep the heels down as best we can. And we're pushing up with the hips and lengthening through that spine. So again, we're getting some work in that whole hamstring area, but we're lengthening through the spine there. Good. We're going to bend our knees without letting the knees touch. So their toes are being stretched there. And then press back into the heels, into your down dog. And knees come down. Hold the hips. And press and push back. 2 more. And bend. Good. And down. And press back. Excellent. And knees come down. Good. And press back. Excellent. Let's bring our knees all the way to the floor. Curl those toes to increase that stretch. Release and go back into child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths. We're going to do a variation on what we just did with one leg. And here we go. Let's come back, curl the toes under. We're into our down dog. Now, we're going to lift our back leg up, point the foot, and let it bend, coming into a 90-degree angle. And now we're going to come down with that front leg without letting the knee come to the floor. And straighten. So we're working on that action, holding into the core with just one leg having to bear the weight. And 2 more. And come down and lift up and come down and lift up. You may find that you get a little bit more of a stretch on that one leg. And then bring the other leg down. Let's curl the toes, bend the knees, come back into your child's pose. And release the toes, drop the heads down, and breathe. We'll take it to the other side. in just a moment. Here we go. Coming up right, curl the toes under. Press into that down dog. Lengthening through the legs, lengthening through the spine. Now the front leg's coming up, bending the knee into a 90-degree position, and we're bringing that knee down. You can let the other knee come down slightly, and lift up, back to your original position. And come down. Now that knee does not touch the floor, and press up. Keep breathing. So this is a bit of a core exercise, holding on to the abs. Press and stretch. And we have one more. Coming down, knee goes towards the floor, doesn't touch, and then you come back to your neutral position. Good. Stretching that leg out, bring it into your down dog position. And let's take one more press into that down dog. Good. And bring the knees down, toe releases, and let's just sit. Good. Let's take a little bit more rippling through that spine. So we get that lower back really activated. So backs are straight and we're curving through that lower back. Now, if this is a bad position, we're going to curve through into your cow. If this is a hard position for you on your knees, you can always be sitting on some blocks or a bolster and have your legs be on either side of the bolster and roll, lower back, and arch, coming up, and roll. And going to the back, and coming up right. Good. Now we're going to twist towards the front, so our hands are going to go to the outside of that front thigh, and we're going to take a diagonal back. It's kind of reminiscent of that rib exercise that we did when we went to the diagonals. So we're pushing back with that curve, so it's our cat going off the diagonal, push through, undulate through into your cow towards that front thigh, and roll to the back. So we're just activating the spine in a slightly different way, and come front. Repeat 2 more, and make it go to the back, breathe, and push through, and come to the front. We have 1 more, push it back, breathe, good, and come to the front. Excellent. Come back to neutral, and now you know we're going to go to the other side. So you're twisting up her body so that you're reaching over to the back leg there, hands go, and then we curve the back out. Good. Push through and aim that spine towards now the back thigh and pushing out. Really rippling through that spine. Push through. Let the head reflect this motion in the spine. We have 2 more. And roll it to the back. Breathe. Shoulders stay down. Lift and push through. And last one, roll it to the back. Good. And come through and push to the front. Come back to your neutral position and come to the center. And just notice how that feels in that lower back area. Okay, let's come down and sit. We're going to work a little bit more on the hips. So let's have one knee, which is going to be your left one in front, and your right is behind. You've got 90-degree angles from the toes to the knees, knees to the hip. And from here, hand on that right hip so you can feel the action. We're going to push through the hip. Our backs are going to be into a bit of a spiral there. So our back shoulder is aiming towards the back toe. And then as we pull this hip back, that torso is going to move and go in the direction of that hip. And push through, twist, reach around. Hip comes back, push, let the torso go, good, and around. And 2 more, pushing through that hip, all the way, stretching out, and come back, hip comes down, breathe, and last time, hip undulates forward, making the spine go, head goes with you, and let your arm help support you there. And feel that nice spiral that's happening through the spine. And come back, breathe, and let that hip go down. Let's come back into that spiral 1 more time. Bring your hand that was on your hip down. Let's stretch this leg out, this back leg out, so it's going straight up. And now we're going to twist and roll that back hip. So we're really rolling it. And then coming open and letting it come to an open position. Now you feel a little stretch in the inside thigh. roll it, breathe, press, let the upper body go with you. Hip is still the motivating factor here. Open, rotate it out. Good, 2 more. And roll it, twist it, and press. And out, open, and reach with that hip down to the floor, rotating. Last time, roll it, press it, and let it really twist there in that hip joint. And come up, open, and breathe. Good. Come back to neutral position. Let's bring that leg on top of the other leg. Slide the legs out and just sit up tall. Notice if this hip feels any different than the other one. And let's take it to the other side. So this time we're going to bend the right leg in front, left leg behind, and check that you have those 90-degree angles. There's going to be some space here on this back hip off the floor. Hand goes to the hip, left hand, and now we're going to press that left hip forward, getting that spiral, really feeling the opening that happens in the hip, and then the expansion of that spiral in the spine. Hip comes down, press, and the torso will go in the opposite direction. Push your hip forward, really feel that undulation that goes from the hip all the way through then to the top of the head. And press that hip down. Good. 2 more. Pressing forward. Letting that hip really move through this whole action. There's a lot more that our hips can do than what we tend to do on an everyday basis. And come down. And last one, push through, feeling that nice roll through that hip. Good. Making that back shoulder go towards the back toe. And come down, breathe, and twist in the opposite direction. So we're going to go back into this first position once more. Here we go, all the way into that spiral. Bring this hand down, and then we're going to straighten that leg out and bring it down so it's parallel along the long side. And we're going to roll the hip and that leg, letting the torso go more into that spiral. And then coming back, let the hip come down. We're going to rotate that hip out, and now's where you might feel more of a stretch in the inside thigh. Rolling that hip all the way around and reach. Hip goes down, body twist. Come open, breathe, and open that hip out. Keeping this knee on the floor as much as you can. Roll it. Here's our third one. Good. And come up, open, and out. Good. Last time. Up, over, and rotate. Good. And come up, open, and roll. Good. Come to a neutral position. Bring that knee into the chest. Into the other leg. Bring the legs out and sit up tall. And hopefully you feel like you've really opened up here and that everything is nice and equal. All right. We're going to come back to a bent knee position here. And we're going to take a couple more rolls through our spine to involve our abdominals a little bit. Shoulders are down. So we're rolling to the back. Push through and roll up. So this is a theme that we've been doing with our spines, is this cat and cow in various ways, all the way up. Really to get our spines nice and strong and supple. Good. Push through, lift, and really let that exaggerate a bit so that your head is working with your spine. Push through and come up. And let's take one more going back. Here we are. And now we're going to focus on those abs. So you're really tightening in the abdominal region. Hands go out. And let's flex the hands. We're keeping this curve. We're going to take little pulses back. So we have 1, 2, holding on to the abs, 3, 4, more, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to shift to that diagonal to the front and go off on that diagonal back area. 1, 2, 3. So we're working a little bit into the obliques. 6, 7, 8. Come back to center. Keep breathing. And we have 8 more going straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8. Shifting to the opposite diagonal and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come back to your neutral position. Bring your hands to your knees. arching up and rolling up through your spine. Good. And now let's roll all the way down. Good. Stretching the legs out, arms go over the head. Let's take a little arch through the back by flexing hands and the feet together. Deep breath in. Flex the hands and feet and push that lower back up to the ceiling. So you get a little release through that spine. We're making the spine go in the opposite direction than we just did when we were doing abdominal work. And release and let everything go. Good. Let's take that one more time. Deep breath in. Flex hands and feet. Arch through that lower back. Feel like you're making a little tunnel in that lower back. Good. And release and let it go. Good. Let's bring our arms down to the side. We're going to bend that front knee to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and then roll and let the other knee go to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and adjust your spine. If you need to scoot down more on your mat, you can do that. And let's just take some circles with the knees to open up the hips a little bit more. So from that front knee, bringing it up to the chest, you've got the knee coming in, feeling that crease in the hip and the front flexors there. And then open that leg out to the side as this knee stays nice and straight. Bring the leg down even farther to a diagonal and stretch the leg out. And then come back into a parallel position underneath. So that's our circle. Knee in, going out. Checking the anchor knee here that it doesn't wobble. Stretch that leg out and come to parallel underneath. And knee in. Opening it out. Good. Reach it out to the side and come back to parallel. And last time, bring it in. Knee, carry it to the side. Stretching out through that hip joint and down and in. And just take a moment to check in and see how that hip feels compared to the other one. And now let's take it to the other side so that knee comes in. Opening it out to the side. This is now your anchor knee. And stretch it out to the diagonal. Rotate it out. And then it comes underneath you and goes parallel. Knee comes in. Relax the shoulders. Make the focus all be about that hip. Getting a nice opening and leg parallel underneath. Two more. Bring it in. Carry it to the side. Maybe get a bigger circle on this third set. Reach it out. And down, and last one. Lift it in, carry it to the side. Drop that leg down, out to the diagonal, and then underneath you and up. Give yourself a little check in there, see how it feels. And let's bring the legs a little closer to us. We're going to rotate both knees, let the heels touch, and lift the heels up so your weight is balancing on the little toes. So you feel both thighs getting a stretch there. And bring it up to parallel. Repeat. Open and out. Good. And come in and parallel. Now we're going to add the weight of the hands. So we get a little more of a stretch here. And open and stretch the hands out along the hips into the thighs towards the knees. It's just adding a little bit of weight there to increase that stretch. Come back up. And neutral, let's take that once more. Lift the heels up, rotate the legs out. Hands slide, reach, breathe. Good. And then coming back up and into the neutral position. We're going to circle those legs and that hip in the opposite direction. So knees are still up, arms are out to the side. We're going to stretch that front leg out. It's parallel. Now you're going to rotate out to that diagonal line. Bend the knee in towards the armpit. And then into the chest. And stretch it out. Rotate. Bend the knee in. And then up. Good. Two more. Reaching way out there. Good. Rotate it out. Feel that hip working. Bending the knee. And in. And last one. Reach it out. Way out there. Rotate the leg. Let the knee bend to the side. Coming up to the chest. And coming back into your neutral position. Again, check in with your hips, see if they feel different, one side to the other. And then let's take it to the back leg. Here we go. Leg goes out with parallel, then rotate at the hip to the side, bend the knee up. Good. And coming into the chest. Three more. We'll reach it out. Rotate over to the side, bending that knee, coming into the chest. And foot down. Two more. Reach it out. Rotate out. Carry it to the side. Breathe in. Coming in, knee and foot. And last time, reach it out, rotate out. Good. And to the side. And to the knee and foot down. Excellent. Let's bring both knees into the chest. And just rock side to side on that lower spine, just to ease out anything that you might be feeling in that lower back. And you may find that your hips get a bit of a shift there to help ease out any stress that we might have created through that hip joint. Hopefully it feels a lot looser. And let's take that once more with that rock. And over to the side. Good. And over to the side. Excellent. Come back to neutral position. Let's lift the legs up. We're going to cross the front leg over at the thigh area, over the left leg or the back leg. And we're going to bend the knees, grab a hold of the feet, and we're trying to bring the legs close to us with our arms as our legs rotate out. And you're going to find that you get a stretch on that front outside thigh glute area. Good. And bring the legs up. And let's switch. So we have the other leg crossing in front, bend the knees, and bring the hands to help you pull the legs, lower legs towards you at the ankles, and feel that nice stretch on the back thigh. Let's take that once more. Legs come up. We're going to cross, legs are rotated out, bend the knees, and pull. The second set might feel easier, so you can get a deeper stretch. The knees are coming up towards the chest there. Good. Lift legs up, and we're crossing and bending, grabbing a hold of the lower legs at the ankle area, and feel that stretch. Good. And coming up. Right. Good. From here, let's just swing the legs back, roll up, and come to a sitting position. Excellent. So we have one more stretch that I'd like us to work on, which is our open thigh area stretch. So I want you to come to the widest position you can that's comfortable for you while you still maintain the divine flesh out from underneath and your back is straight. We don't want that lower back to be curved. And if your knees are bent, that is absolutely fine. So let's take a forward fold. We're trying to maintain this rotation. Our feet are pointed. Top of the head rolls, coming down, walking the hands out. Now go to the position that works for you. You might want to have this first position at the bent elbow place, or maybe you're still here, but you're still trying to keep the legs rotated out, and we're going to take 4 deep breaths. So here we go. Inhale. Exhale, reach the hands out a little bit more as you lower the body down and the shoulders stay down. This is going to increase that inside thigh stretch. Again, deep breath in. Exhale, reaching those fingers out, lowering the body down. Now, if you can get your head down towards the floor, great. I am lifting my head up so that my voice doesn't get too muffled. Here's our third breath, deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out. You might play with having your eyes open or closed. What feels easiest and most accommodating for your stretch. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale, reach those hands out. You're going out as far as you can, letting the shoulders be loose. Let's shake our heads out, shake those shoulders a bit. And then wiggle the hips a little bit just to see if we can lower a little bit more in this deep stretch. Good. And then walk your hands up. You're rolling your spine up, feeling the inside thigh get less and less of tension there. And coming to an upright position. Excellent. We're going to turn our bodies over to the right and do the same thing. Try to keep this hip turned out. So here we go. Roll down through the top of the head, walking out to your first position, whatever that may be. It may be here, it may be something different. And again, your legs might be slightly bent. And we come to our first position, deep breath in. As we exhale, we walk those hands out and try and lower the body over more, keeping the back hip on the floor and rotated out. You may find not only you're getting a stretch in the inside thighs, but you're getting a stretch on the side body and the spine. Breath in. Exhale and lengthen out, letting everything lower and drop and surrender into the floor. Third time, deep breath in. Exhale and lengthen. Feet are still pointed. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale and reach. Good. Let's take a shift and twist to the side. So we're putting our back hand on the leg, reaching that front arm over. Good. Put the hand down and roll up through the spine. Excellent. Ease out a little bit by doing a little shimmy through the rib cage, and then we'll take that to the other side. So here we go. Twist. We're to the left. Roll the head down. We're going to come to that first position with our hands. I mean, you might find that from one side to the other, it's a different place. Feet are pointed, both legs are rotated out. Head is loose. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands out, trying to lower the body over a little bit more. Keeping both hips rotated out, back hip stays on the floor. Breath in. Exhale and reach out. Shoulders are loose. Enjoying the stretch, the lengthening that happens. And two more. Breath in. Exhale and reach. Surrendering into the floor. Making sure that head is loose. Deep breath in. Exhale and reaching out as far as you can go. Back hand comes on the leg. Front arm reaches out to the side as you twist your body to the side and get that nice side body stretch going for yourself. Good. Hand comes down, rolling up through that spine. Excellent. And come up right. You may feel like this position is a little bit easier now after you've done all that stretching. Let's rotate the legs out. You can bring your hands behind to support you. And we're going to squeeze the inside thighs together. Feet are pointed. And so we're starting to really use the inside thighs in a different way. Good. All the way in. Okay, and shake out. Excellent. Let's sit up tall, have the feet pointed, and let's just do a little work on our head. So we're going to drop the heads down, swing the chin over to your right shoulder, lift it to the side, coming up to the diagonal, all the way up, around, coming around to the other side, coming down to that left shoulder, and chin goes down. Let's reverse that. So we've got chin goes over to the left, lifting to the left side, high diagonal, all the way up, opening that front of that neck area over to the diagonal side. Drop it down towards that right shoulder and neck down. Let's repeat that. So we're going to go over to the right. Feet are still pointed. Your backs are tall. Lifting up. Really trying to stretch through that neck, this whole front area. And then it shifts, goes to the side, and then to the back of the neck and down. And reverse that, push it over the chin to the left shoulder, coming up, lift it all the way up, around through those high diagonals to the other side, all the way over to the shoulder, drop it down, and just let it hang for a moment, and then come upright. Excellent. Let's sit in a folded position, or if that's not comfortable for you, getting the divine flesh out. You may feel that you really opened up through the hips as you do this position. And let's just bring our arms out, breathing in. Hands come together. Bring the hands to the chest. And I'd like you to give thanks to yourself. You've given your whole body the gift of realignment and increased flexibility. Enjoy the rest of the day.